What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Would you believe it, there is already a model year update for the Volvo EX30, a car that most customers who have it on order did not even receive yet. But yes, of course, Volvo style, there are already model year changes. And of course I got them lined up for you right here, so let's get started. Alright folks, so before I dive into the details about the EX30, it is good to know what exactly a model year is for Volvo and also Polestar, by the way. But basically, at this moment we live in 2024. If you have missed that, welcome, Happy New Year. So you would say that the EX30s being produced this entire year will be model year 24. But no, hold your horses over there, because that is not entirely true. Because in the world of Volvo in Sweden, they work with this method that, let's say late April, May-ish, at that moment they cut off the current model year and they start with a new model year. So that means that the current production of the model year 24 Volvo EX30 will run, well, let's say somewhere till halfway May this year. And at that moment they will cut off this model year and they start producing model year 25 of the EX30. With also the changes made to the product itself, so to the EX30. So from that point onwards, all cars being produced is a model year 25, which will run till, well, let's say next year, April, May-ish 2025. Alright? Okay, so then let me share to you all the updates to the model year 25 Volvo EX30, so the ones the model year 24 does not have and the model year 25 will have. Good and perhaps negative, that's up to you to judge. But anyway, there's one big change on the exterior. And that is basically that they are moving the EX30 emblem on the C-pillars to the tailgate of the car. So hold on, over here I have a nice little scale model of the EX30. So let me unwrap that one. There we go, cloud blue, 20-inch wheels. I think it's the mist interior. Yeah. Anyway, over here, this is the C-pillar. I hope you can see it like this. So basically over there at the end. On both sides there is EX30 and it's pretty small over here, so I'll put a picture in the screen as well. Basically they will remove this over here and they put the emblem on the left lower section of the tailgate. Kind of similar to the EX90, EM90, EX40 and EC40. More about that in a video also coming soon in my channel, so if you're into the 40 series Recharge Volvos, subscribe. Coming soon, stay tuned. But yeah, basically this part will become just gloss black, just like the whole roofline, if you have Plus and Ultra. On the core that is just fully color, so that is not really important. Then it will also be painted, of course. But yeah, that is basically the only change to the exterior. Alright, let's put this away, because all the other changes are basically about the interior of the car and also about, let's say, specifications. So all in all, as for drivetrain, that will remain the same. So you will have the single motor, the long range single motor, and still the dual motor, twin motor performance version, which is a lot of fun, by the way. But that will remain the same. Also for colors and upholsteries, everything is still the same. Yet there are some small differences here and there. For example, we'll dive a bit more into the details now, but for moss yellow, the exterior color, you can now also opt for the indigo interior. Basically you will get black and blue then. That's basically the standard upholstery for the Volvo EX30. Next to the other two you can opt for the moss yellow one, and that is mist, and the other one is the greenish one. What's it called again?
2 hours later.
Pine, of course. So yeah, I guess that's pretty okay. I think most customers tend to have just a standard upholstery, so then of course the indigo version comes in quite handy. Though I kind of wonder how black and blue upholstery with moss yellow will work. But anyway, you can now opt for it. Now, a good thing in the boring color world of Volvo is that there is another free standard color for your Volvo EX30. So at this moment that is only Vapor Gray Metallic, which is a nice color, but then yet again you will have just dozens of gray Volvo EX30s. For example, here in the Netherlands there's this 45k limit from the government, and then you get some discounts on it, but that basically means that everybody specs a standard color Volvo EX30. Basically meaning that all EX30s going on the road over here are Vapor Gray single motor extended ranges with the heated seat and steering wheel option on it. But that is boring. I'm sorry, if you have a Vapor Gray EX30, great choice, Great car, I like it as well, but let's be honest, it's a bit boring. So there is a solution to that, and that is that the cloud blue exterior color is now also a standard color available on your Volvo EX30. So if you're not in the mood for gray, or perhaps if you fancy something different, yeah, then this cloud blue is also available. And by the way, that's also the color over here on this one. So yeah, good choice. Now there's also one thing that I haven't been able to verify perfectly yet, but apparently, and maybe this is market or country specific, but the mist interior, that fancy light blue one, which is pretty nice, seems not to be exclusively available for the Ultra spec anymore. But I cannot see that, for example, on the Volvo car configurator in Finland, where the Modelyear 25 EX30 is already available. Over there I cannot opt for mist on a Plus EX30, for example. So I'm not entirely sure if this will be still implemented, or if this one is already removed from the option list, that they are not pulling through on this one. But there is a chance that you can opt for a mist interior on, for example, your Plus. Perhaps market specific, and of course I will share more on that if I know something. So make sure you also follow me, for example, on Instagram or Threads at thom.love. Probably over there I'll post that update on it. Now there's also a good update in the interior of the car, and perhaps if you already have driven a Volvo EX30, you may know that the buttons on the steering wheel tend to be a bit faulty, unclear, a hassle to use. It's a bit of this haptic touch vibe. I can recall from, for example, the test drive I did in the pre-production EX30 with Volvo cars back in Barcelona last year, that those buttons were not really functioning that well, and it was still like beta software. So I was kind of hoping that they would still improve it, but it kind of remained the same as far as I've now also experienced in a customer EX30 I've driven. But yeah, luckily there is a solution, there is a fix for Modelyear 25. I guess Volvo also kind of figured with this one, let's fix it. And that is, I haven't named it yet, sorry for that. And that is that there is now a bit of an embossing, or this small edge around the steering wheel buttons. But that basically makes it a bit more clear what exact button you are touching. And yeah, I think most EX30 drivers will be pretty happy with this one. Perhaps if you are driving a Modelyear 24 EX30, a current one, I kind of expect that this is just like a physical fix of this plate on the steering wheel. So perhaps they can also fix this for your Modelyear 24. I am not sure. Please make sure to check that with your dealership in due course. Now then, to conclude, there is also now an extra option for the Plus trim, basically the middle one. You have Core, Plus and Ultra, of course. So Ultra is full spec, everything ticked on it, and on the Ultra you also have electric adjustable seats. Good news for the Plus trim drivers who also want electric adjustable seats, because that is now an option for the Plus trim as well. Will set you back some euros or dollars extra, of course, but if you don't want to make that big jump to Ultra, which is quite the price difference between Plus and Ultra, then you, fortunately enough, now can opt for the electronically adjustable seats. Now I kind of wish they also will add the sunroof as an option to the Plus and maybe Core as well, perhaps Modelyear 26. And that are the updates to the Volvo EX30. Modelyear 25 production will commence kind of somewhere in May, let's say. Keep in mind, production is in China. Shipping times vary to 2 or 3 months, kind of depending on where you live, of course. But for European customers, let's say May, June, July, first customer cars Modelyear 25 to land in July, something like that. I'm not too sure if there will be like factory closures in China, because in Sweden and in Belgium as well, at the Volvo cars factories, they just shut down for 3 weeks during the summer. That of course will have a bit of impact, but China, I'm not too sure actually about that. But either way, if you have a customer car which is already built and being on its way or transported to Europe or to the US in some months, I kind of assume, then you will still have a Modelyear 24. So let's say if your car will arrive in July, August onwards, I'm pretty sure you'll have a Modelyear 25. Now, from my experience, your dealership should inform you about it if your car will shift from a Modelyear 24 to a Modelyear 25. But in real life, it kind of turns out that some dealerships are just too busy, are not aware of it, or are just kind of assuming that you will not even notice. So if you are a bit doubtful or worried about your order, or you want to delay your car to a Modelyear 25, then make sure you contact your dealership. Perhaps they can shift your production slot a bit further towards Model Year 25, for example. So good to keep that in mind. Make sure you check with your dealership. So that being said, guys, that is Model Year 25 of the Volvo EX30. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it a bit useful as well. If you did, please like and also subscribe to my channel for everything Volvo, Polestar and a bit of Lynk&Co. So yeah, please subscribe. Thank you very much. If you have found out any extras for the Volvo EX30 Model Year 25, which I forgot to mention, please leave it down in the comments, and thank you very much already in advance. But that being said, guys, that's it for this week. I thank you so much for watching, and of course I'll see you next week Sunday, 3 p.m. European time, in a brand new Volvo or Polestar video. Bye bye.